And welcome to the Confound Millennial, starring Steven Sturvin Michaels and featuring Nathan and Robin of Resolve. What's up, guys? What's up?
Hey, how are you, Steven?
I'm good. I don't like that background, so we're just rolling with black. I'm doing good. So for the audience, I know which one of you is which, but why don't you go ahead, introduce yourselves, and let us know who is Resolve?
Well, hi everyone. So I'm Robin. I play bass in Resolve,
I'm Nathan. I play the drums.
and yeah, Resolve is a like. Do you want us to explain the music and everything?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So yeah, we are let's say a metal band.
Yeah, a
From-
French metal band.
Yeah, from Lyon, France, if you know where it is on the map. And yeah, we are releasing some music this year, leading up to maybe more music later in the year.
That's good, man. I was looking up you guys, and it has been a minute since you've released anything other than your newest single, Seasick Sailor.
Yeah, a hot minute even. Well,
And
to apologize for that, let's just say that back in 2019 we released some songs that did way better than we expected. So that made us want to make sure that all of the stuff that was coming after was up to par and even better. So it takes time, like all good things. We can't just like churn out an album in 6 months. So yeah, we had to take time, and obviously like the pandemic did help. Had it not happened, obviously we would have released a lot more music last year. But with the whole industry being so uncertain for the past year, and we are such a young band with a lot of things to establish, so we had to take our time and make sure that
Make things right to get
yeah,
the attention we wanted.
exactly.
and it's all good because you guys, you're definitely not alone in having everybody I've talked to lately. No one released anything last year. It was, and that's kind of sad. We were all stuck alone by ourselves for the most part, and then music is what gets a lot of people through, and there wasn't very much music dropping last year.
No, and especially like the few bands that actually released the music last year did really good. So yeah, I think a lot of us got sort of caught by surprise by this.
We didn't really knew what to do anymore,
Yeah.
since you couldn't play your new music to people on the stage.
Yeah, and I mean,
Was it worth it?
it could have been worse because like I feel for the bands that released an album in March 2020, because they just didn't get any chance to promote it like they expected to. Because like for us, it's different. We can go into this cycle knowing that we're gonna have to do things differently, but that's part of the plan now. So yeah, it's hard, but it's all right.
So I assume that you guys, I mean, really, last year, everybody got a chance to really hone their crafts while they were, not touring, not, uh, well, I was going to say not working on music, but obviously you guys were working on music because you've got music ready to come out soonish.
Yeah, and we got plenty of time to hone on our craft. If you want to, well, we got we got more time to make sure that every detail was perfect. That every song was as good as possible.
We were supposed to leave for a big tour, our biggest tour to date, with Alaska, Rarity, and Kingdom of Giants. in March, so March 2020. So obviously it got cancelled. So we just put all the time I mean, won without this tour to profit on our music in our studio and just make the best songs we could because we had the time. We had the time to make it right, and we also saw in the meantime that the situation wasn't really evolving or for the worse. So yeah, we just focused during the whole 2020 on making music, and we talked about live when everything will be back to normal. And it seems like it's slowly starting to get to that point, which is a really good feeling.
Now, one thing that I was wondering is, um, dang it, what country are you guys from again?
France.
France. Uh, Now, you guys, I can tell English isn't necessarily your main language, is it?
No, far from it.
No.
So why is the music in English?
Because the audience is English.
True.
No, more seriously, there is like a scene in France for
French-speaking
metal bands, yeah, but that's I don't know, like for some reason that's never something that appealed to us. I mean, our influences and the bands we looked up to when we were younger, they all like even if not being from the UK or the US or Australia, but I mean English is just the language of the world, so we want to speak to the world, so we don't just want to speak to the French people. And I mean, even lots of French people just don't like me personally. I'm not a big fan of French speaking metal. I don't know the.
It doesn't sound right.
Nah, I mean, French has a lot of poetry to it, obviously, but
yeah,
in a screaming contest, content, nah.
Yeah, I can't think. I don't think I've ever heard anybody metal scream in French, so you've got a point there.
Yeah. I think Gojira had like one or two tracks through their whole discography where there's some beats in French, but honestly, I think that's about it. Like for an international audience. I mean,
And so you were talking about your influences a second ago. What bands would those happen to be?
well, obviously the French one would be Gojira, as they're right now
with the right French accent, Gojira.
Gojira, because they are probably the biggest French metal band and also one of the biggest metal band.
I mean, and not even especially from a musical point of view, but simply like from the work ethic and from
they're
like in terms of career and everything,
they're very humble people and
yeah,
they just want to play music, and they're not gonna sell their. I mean, they sell their music, but not necessarily their age or the heart of what they are doing in music, and that's it. And you can feel it. It's just for passionated, for guys doing music with all the passion they could have. And this is something that we always looked aspired to.
Yeah, and like in terms of we try to not make our influences too apparent. I would say. I mean, even though we all grew up listening to the same metalcore bands from like let's say 10 years earlier. So all the like Architect, Middle Horizon, and stuff like that. That's like I think that's where we really found our home as like teenagers. So that's the moment where you shape your musical taste pretty much for life. But since then, honestly, yeah, we like it's the cliche answer to say, but we don't really listen to that much metal anymore, and we still listen to the same the same bands that we used to, but maybe with sort of maybe a guilty pleasure, more of a nostalgic feeling sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely.
But apart from that, it's like we take a lot of influence from maybe more mainstream artists and more like different sorts of music, but not even especially for the music, but sometimes for visuals and for concepts and for in terms of how we want to ideas and how would you say it, like promotional ideas, stuff like this. So yeah, it's really broad, but that's about it.
It's funny how your taste in music can change, but you to something different than what you make necessarily.
But you still keep playing the same.
Yeah.
And I mean, like my love for metal is just the same as before, maybe even bigger than ever before. But it's just that you know, like you also need to.
We will always prefer playing metal music, but
Yeah,
we don't really have any preference when it's about listening to music.
Yeah.
But yeah, playing rock music, heavy music has always been like in our DNA in a way, since we were that little.
It's like you know, I play guitar enough to be able to say I can play a guitar, but not well at all. And you know, I don't listen to much metal myself anymore. I'm much more of a pop punk kind of guy. But whenever I bust out my guitar, I prefer to play something metal.
Oh yeah, but also because like in terms of musicianship, metal is maybe the most complete gender there is. So that makes sense.
So, how long have you guys been a band as Resolve?
Almost 5 years now. In September, it would be officially 5 years, and we had the time to release one EP, a few singles, and now we're about to release a lot more. And yeah, we had a previous band that, and our singer, current singer, also had a band.
Obviously we all come
just
from different
merged
projects.
the two bands together, and it gave Resolve in 2017. But we
Okay, that's pretty cool.
gigs and stuff. We've met before. We were good friends actually.
So you guys, you know, you had mentioned earlier that you were kind of new, but you're not super new. You've been able to play live shows before.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but
I've talked to a few people that they haven't even been able to play but 2 live shows before COVID hit.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, and now there's even bands that are well established that have never played the show, so that's funny.
So, what can you say about the future of Resolve? Is it going to sound much like what you've already released? Is there any changes coming up to the lineup or?
I'd say if you take the Resolve music from 2019 onwards, it's about it's a good representation of what we are at the moment.
Yeah, we keep trying to take risks, trying new stuff, things that you would not put together in the first place when you think about it. I think that's one of the things that might defines us as band. Also, of course, the heaviest part we can come up with. And
the music we have in store and ready to go is once again the easy cliche answer, but it's both the heaviest and the most melodic and the most ambient and the most in your face.
It's
and
the most better.
Yeah.
It's like I asked that because I won't mention the band because it's your episode, but this morning one of the bands that I follow, it's a metal band, about the last one I really follow, and you know, they took a couple years off and they came back and they just released a pop song this morning.
Oh,
it's like I'm seeing a bunch of bands.
I'm curious.
I'm seeing a bunch of bands change their genre after COVID.
Oh yeah.
Maybe they're trying to keep up by doing something different. I don't know. Maybe they want something easier to listen. And
I mean, in our case, we still have so much to establish that it just wouldn't make sense to suddenly like do a huge shift in our sound. I mean, we're happy with our sound now, but we feel like we still can take it to a next level. So yeah, it will be a while before we start like really going crazy with arrangement and everything.
Because you know those kind of things can happen if you get bored with just music you play, or maybe those guys during the pandemic just changed their mindset about what they liked, what they wanted to do. I don't know, but yeah, sometimes this happens, and it's not always something would be just marketing, or it's always. I think if it happens because the band wanted more than it's gonna make more views or just reach more people, because it's not that much metal.
It's all, there's a multitude of reasons why bands choose to do what they do, and who am I to question it, really?
No,
As long as somebody is making music that they enjoy playing,
But
I'm here for it.
it's still understandable that some people first reaction are, oh my god, they just sell out, or fun. I mean, they just shifted to something easy. They just want to make money, or
yeah, especially because if you have some expectations in your mind from your favorite band's next release, you're obviously gonna be disappointed because it's simply what's in your mind. Disappointed or maybe positively surprised.
but if you love doing it, I mean, some people don't like it, then just you don't like it. I love it, and I mean, at the end of the day, it's just the band's opinion and the band's decision.
Yeah, a band is a lot more like a person than people realize, because it is a group of people. It's not a machine that's pumping out music.
Yeah.
It's a group of people with their own interests, their own tastes, and their own desires and dreams. So as long as they're chasing after that, I try not to judge people and say, I try not to be the guy that yells sell out, because
Yeah.
there was a band that I used to say that about, and then it came out that their original stuff was just what the companies wanted them to put out, and when they sold out, it was actually what they had always wanted to do.
Yeah, and there's a big difference in a fan being disappointed by his favorite band's new release and the fan that's gonna write hateful comment or something.
Yeah.
Like, it's, if you don't like it, it's fine. It's absolutely fine. But to
You
go
don't-
ahead
yeah,
and
you don't
take the
need to
time
say it.
to like write something negative and think about what you just wrote and post, but just that's, I don't get it.
Well, here's the thing about keyboard warriors, as we call them. They don't think about what they post.
Yeah.
I guess so. Yeah.
It's like the same person that, flips you off in traffic over road rage. They're not thinking. They just get pissed all of a sudden, type it up, send it out, and then you're reading this comment on your YouTube feed or whatever, and you're like, oh man, that hurts, and they don't think about it the rest of the day.
Yeah, and it hurts so much more than, like, you remember it so much more than all the positive comments. So that's the dangerous part about it.
So you were mentioning a possible touring last year before COVID hit. Is there I haven't talked to many people outside of America about this. What's the situation on like live shows looking like? In America, it looks like that we'll be able to resume in the fall.
Well,
It seems like it's the same idea in France, but
I mean,
it doesn't seem really realistic yet.
things are getting better because, like, seated shows and socially distanced shows are about to resume here. Actually, I got tickets for one of them, like in an outside festival. So, like, most of the shows will probably come back by the end of the year, but for metal and for like club shows, like with standing up people and packed crowds, there's still uncertainty. So, like, we have a tour that's scheduled for October, November, through the whole of Europe and the UK, and to this day we still don't know. there's lots of chance that it won't be able to happen. But I mean, the situation is evolving really fast, and for once seems to be headed to the right direction. So yeah, at this point, we don't really know.
I think we're pretty confident there will be shows, almost regular shows in 2022.
Yeah,
But 2021 still remains a bit uncertain.
Yeah, that's about it.
Right. I know here, where I'm at, the state I'm in, there's absolutely no shows because it's in the middle of nowhere. But the states around us already have huge festivals, with Slipknot and Metallica leading them, just sold out.
Yeah,
in September.
That would be like I hope that this will happen. I'd be so happy for you guys. But
yeah, I hope to see live music come back soon because that's like therapy to me. There's two things that I love doing that, like, if I'm like really stressed out or down, like either getting a tattoo or seeing a live show will reset. I'll be happy for a little bit. It's like just pushing the reset button on my brain. Like, okay, we're going to be good for a minute now. We just saw a live show. We had the time of our life. Let's do it.
To be honest, I don't even remember what it feels like at this point.
The good thing about it is maybe people will really take the time to understand how it is amazing that we can be here.
Yeah, like, appreciate more. Yeah,
it's a miracle that we'll be able to play shows soon. I hope.
Yeah, and you realize how fragile it all is. So
yeah, there's definitely, if there's one thing last year did, it was make people realize so many things that we were taking for granted.
Exactly. Yeah. Sure.
Just, being able to leave the house and go to the grocery store and not worry, am I going to get sick? Like, we'd take that for granted.
Yeah. Like here in France, pubs and bars just reopened, and restaurants, like, you can go to them, but you have to be outside, so it's seated only, on the little. How do you say terrace in English?
I don't know. It's that's.
I mean, outside. Yeah. So like inside is still closed, but the simple fact to be able to go like to a pub and grab a beer with friends, like the first time you do it, you're like, whoa, it feels good.
Yeah.
I forgot how good it felt.
It really makes you appreciate even the smallest things.
Yeah, and even the shittiest beer.
It's very strange here. Restaurants are just now starting to open up on the inside in the state I'm in, Kentucky. But I am from Georgia, and I went down to visit over Thanksgiving. Wait, not Thanksgiving, Easter. And no masks, no nothing. You can go inside.
Yeah. I mean, here it's pretty much masks everywhere through the whole of Europe, I'd say. Yeah, America seems to have a bit more of a problem with this, but
yeah, they as far as I know, they just lifted the mask mandate here, but you still see people wearing masks where I'm at. We're not, the town I'm in is more not a true representation of the entire country, if you will.
But what town is for you guys? Country. Is there such a thing?
What was that?
I mean, what town would be a good representation of USA?
Yeah, of America.
I don't even know. Well, really, how I think about it is, I always assume that outsiders of America all think of us as not wearing masks, wanting to get the virus. But, it's so diverse state by state, town by town, that, there's half the country is playing it smart. Half the country thinks that it's all, some conspiracy. It's weird. And I just want to play it safe, man. I don't want to get sick. I don't, It's
No, not worth trying.
Yeah, it's not.
if
You were asking too much.
it's like where I'm from, Georgia, there was a lot of rednecks and real country folk, and like people that I worked for were like, it's I ain't wearing no mask. It's just the government trying to tell me what to do and mind control me. Like if they're mind controlling you with a piece of cloth over your mouth,
Then you deserve
you,
control. Maybe.
yeah,
Maybe it's for the better.
yeah. I mean, it's like I'd like to replace that mask with a piece of duct tape for people like that. You know what I'm saying?
Good point. Good point. Yeah.
But that's enough on that issue. I try not to get too political here, but I wanted to hear your side of things because, like I said, I'm stuck in America. We've got enough states to worry about.
Honestly, like basically, you could say it's pretty much the same. Honestly, like from what I see on the international news, I mean, with some differences, we're pretty much all in the same boat, though. So just gotta hang in there.
Stick till the end.
Yep, we are reaching the end now. So cool.
And we are also reaching the end of this episode. So I must.
Intended, but
Yeah, I know. Wasn't all that I wanted to talk about was COVID, but I do. Are you allowed to say a time frame of when we might be able to hear more?
Yeah.
Sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah, but we lost you for a second before.
Okay. What I was saying was, are you allowed to give us a time frame on when we might hear some more Resolve?
Well, it depends on when this is released.
Do you know when?
This is released next week.
All right, so that's a good start because next week, next week we are releasing a new single
on Friday.
Yeah, 11. So that should be that's good. That's good news. We are really excited about
actually
this one.
So tomorrow, new release from Resolve
on the 11th.
Yeah, Friday.
Yeah. So yeah, well, that's great then, and new release tomorrow, and there will be a lot more music later in the year. We don't want to say too much for now because we are like nearing the end. We are like in the little nitty-picky details of everything, but yeah, lots more music very soon. And let me just plug, like, we recently released a live stream show online with supporting our friends, French friends in Landmarks. So it's
the lineup we were supposed to tour with this year.
Yeah, and we did an online show. And we are really stoked with the outcome, so people can check it out if they want to. They can check it out on YouTube.
Where can they check it out at?
Just write Landmarks with the
B instead of the second A.
Yeah, Landmarks live stream or Landmarks online show or
it's on their channel. Anyway.
Yeah,
I will add a link below in the description here. So if you want to listen to that, go ahead, click below. Do you guys have any other way we can support y'all? Any other links I should add?
Yeah, you can check us out on Instagram and basically all socials at Resolve Official. And our website and merch store is resolveofficial.co. And I think that's about it.
You can check us out on Spotify too.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah, make sure, guys, if you like any of the bands that we have on the show, make sure you're checking them out on Spotify. If they got physical albums or whatever, buy those. Bands need your support. Support them.
Please. Thank you.
All right. So, and also, as always, any of the music featured in today's episode will be on our Confound Jams playlist. Check that out as well. And this has been the Confound Millennial, starring Steven Sturvin Michaels and featuring Robin and Nathan of Resolve.